Jai Hind, my name is Mukulit Goel and I am going to present on the topic inheritance and its type from the subject object oriented programming for MCA first year students. Paper code is KCA 202. The content of my presentation is what is inheritance, where it is used, type of inheritance, access modifiers and their examples. First, I will start with what is inheritance. Basically, inheritance is a concept which we also use in our general life. Like I have inherited some qualities from my parents. So the same concept we have used in programming when we create a class. When we create a class which is known as parent class, and it parent class, super class or base class, and its some properties can be derived by the another class which we call child class or subclass. With this, the software developers are allowed to create a new class from an existing one. So the concept comes from the real life example which we normally do. The example also is like that ki we say ki if your forefathers or fathers may be a diabetic, then you also inherit the properties of being diabetic after some age. So okay, so like this. So what is that? My forefather and fathers are the base class for me and I am the child class of those base class. So the same concept we use in programming, as I had told कि हमारी एक there is a one parent class and the methods or the function which we define in parent class can be used in a derived class, which I will show through an example. The child class inherits the methods and data defined for the parent class. So in inheritance, the other names are superclass, subclass. Superclass is called a parent class and the subclass is called the child class, and the another name for superclass is base class and derived class. These names help to understand the concept of inheritance, as the child inherits the characteristics from their parent class. Okay, the characteristics means some attributes, some methods, some functions. Okay, so in inheritance, what the concept we use for the software is the software reuse. Software reuse is the base, is the heart of inheritance. By using the concept of software reuse, we use the qualities of the parent class into a child class without affecting what is basically is doing in their parents class. The parent class is the different identity. Child class use the qualities of that parent class and it will goes like that. Okay, so the software use is that the heart of inheritance, and the programmer or the developer can add new variables or method or modify the inherit one's data or method. There is some mechanism of inheritance in that by how we can show this class is a base class or this class is a derived class or the subclass by using the keyword extend. We use extend keyword to define the inheritance of child class from the parent class. What it have the what we will show the inheritance of instance method. We can show the inheritance of instance variables. Also, we can do a object or a constructor initialization. We can call a parent constructor with a super keyword. And what else we do? We do in the overriding through inheritance. If we want to override some method, some functions, if we want to override some method or some data, then we use the concept of inheritance. In that, we can do a full overriding or the partial overriding. Then we can also override the objects, and there is the inheritance hierarchies. That is, in that The person is said to be a parent or a child, like we have shown in that example कि public class student extends person. तो person is the super class and student is the derived class. तो person is said to be the parent class of student, super class of student, base class of student, or an ancestor of student. And student is said to be a child class of a person, subclass of a person, derived class of a person, or a descendant of a person. What, and it is shows, as I told earlier, it is shown through the keyword extends. Now there are 5 types of inheritance. First is single class inheritance. In single class inheritance, the subclass or a derived class inherit the properties from the one base class. In single inheritance, there is only one base class and one derived class, and the subclass or the derived class inherit the properties from the single base class. In multi-level inheritance, a class inherits its property from another derived class. Like our first base class is class A, so class B inherits all the properties of class A, and class C inherits all the properties of class B or might be of a class A. Okay. So class C is the derived class of B, class C is a derived class of B, class B is a derived class of A, and A is the base class of B. A is not the base class of C. B is the base class of C and derived class of A. It is multi-level inheritance. Then multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance, a derived class inherits properties from multiple base classes. Like it is shown in an example. There is a one derived class, but there are two base classes. Class A and class B both are the parent class of class C, but multiple inheritance is not supported directly in Java. In Java, multiple inheritance can be achieved through the concept of interface. Without interface, multiple inheritance cannot be directly applied through Java programming. Next is hierarchical inheritance, in which one base class have branches like trees. That one base class have 3 derived classes. One base class A has 3 derived classes, which is B, C and D. Means one father or one parent have children more than one. So in hierarchical inheritance, the concept is one parent class have more than one child. In multiple inheritance, there is a one child have more than one parent. In multi-level inheritance, one parent have a one child, and then that child become the parent of another child. And single class inheritance show the relationship of one parent, one child. Now the combination of these two, multi-level and single inheritance, is known as hybrid inheritance. In this type of inheritance, we can have the mixture of inheritances, which is multi-level and single inheritance. It can generate the ambiguity or duplicacy in the program. So in hybrid inheritance, we use the concept of virtual class. We create one virtual class, and with the use of virtual class, we achieve hybrid inheritance in Java. In hybrid inheritance, like you can see, one class have 2 child, and these 2 child have one child. So this is the parent. This parent have 2 child. These 2 child also have one child, and class as one child, which is class D. So class D have 2 parents, which is class B and class C. Now I will explain the example or the code how we use this concept of single, multi-level and hierarchical inheritance using a program code. First I will explain single inheritance. In single inheritance, we recreate one parent class, which is AKG. and in AKG we have one method which is study. In study, what we are saying that AKG is a engineering college, but AKG have one branch which is MCA. So MCA extends AKG. So AKG is the base class of MCA. MCA is a derived class of AKG. In MCA, we have one subject which is OOPS. And what we are doing in OOPS, object-oriented programming, in object-oriented programming, students are studying Java programming. So there is one base class which is AKG, in which is an engineering college, and students came here to study. There is one branch which is MCA, and in MCA students are studying OOPS. So it is a single inheritance, and that single inheritance, how we achieve, we create an object of this MCA class, and in MCA class we call OOPS method and study method of one is of child class and another is of base class. So the one method of base class and one method of child class we create through an object creation, and we call both of them in a single class. So in this way we achieve the single inheritance, and here it is an output. When we run this program, like you can see, Java C is the Java compiler, single.java is the name of the program in which I am showing the single inheritance. Now first I will compile. If it does not have an error, then it is show a blank screen. Then I run a Java program, and it shows an output which is it is an engineering college and we are studying Java program, as I have showed in the program d.study. So from this method it is called it is an engineering college, and from d.oop it is saying we are studying Java program. So in output it is an engineering college and we are studying Java programming. So in this way we have achieved single inheritance. Now next, multi-level inheritance. Oh my God. In multi-level inheritance, the same, we have created one class AKG. In that it is an engineering college. We have one class which is MCA branch, in which we are studying Java programming, and for MCA, now the MCA will be the base class for another class which is BCA, and BCA extends MCA. In BCA they are studying operating system, and in MCA they are studying Java programming. So in multi-level, what we have do, we call both three methods by creating the object of BCA class, which is our last derived class. We call all the method, and the output is, first it is an engineering college, second we are studying Java programming, and third we are studying operating system. Next is a hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, same, we have created a class AKG, in which it is an engineering college, same. In MCA we are studying Java program, but in AKG we have another course which we call it as MBA. So for MBA also the base class is AKG. For MBA the base class is not MCA. So MBA extends AKG. So in AKG, in MBA we are studying organizational behavior. So by calling both the methods of both the derived class, we call MBA, we create the object for MBA, we create the object of MCA, and by this way we create a hierarchical inheritance and call the methods of base class into a both the derived classes, and create the output. And when we see an output, it is clearly showing that AKG is an engineering college, in which in MCA we are studying Java programming, and in MBA we are studying organizational behavior. So by this we can achieve hierarchical inheritance in Java programming. I hope I make through these programs it is clear what all these three types of inheritance are doing. The programs of two types of inheritance are not here, because of this is one is of multiple inheritance, because multiple inheritance is not directly achieved in Java. It can be achieved through inheritance, through interface. And the program which I have not created is of hybrid inheritance, because hybrid inheritance is the combination of single inheritance and multiple inheritance. And multiple inheritance, as I said, it is not achieved through directly in Java, it is achieved through the use of interface. So the program is of single inheritance, multi-level inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. And so and in last I will explain the access modifiers, or we can say access specifiers. What are these? There are three types of access modifiers, which is public, protected and private. So how these packages are how these access modifier access the package or subclasses, or where we can use where they can be used in a subclasses, or where they cannot be used as an outside the package. So there are three access modifiers, which is default, public, protected and private. Default can be used in a subclass. Public can be used inside the same package. Inside the same package we can also use the protected, but inside the same package and it is not accessible into a subclass. So the private modifier, if we define any modifier as private, then if we define any method with the access modifier private, then it is not accessible into a subclass even if it is in the same package. So there are four types of access modifiers: default, public, protected and private. And also default, public and protected can be accessible to other classes inside the same package, but private also not accessible to the other classes inside the same package. And outside the package, only one access modifier can be accessed outside the package, is public modifier. If we define any variable, any method as public, then it can be used anywhere in the program, either in a subclass or either in a superclass or either in any other class inside the package or might be outside the package. But other than public, we cannot use default, protected or private outside the package. And private we can even not use inside the package and outside the package. With this, I am at the finishing my lecture. Thank you.